come up with a stage name. This ain't entertainment for the slow and brainless. I ain't gotta come up with some lies about who and why to be with your black and famous. I'ma tell the truth and nothing but it, even if it's out of my constructive budget. Sinners mad, then I'm winning bad. Get a pen and pad, you gon' like to love it. I'm a copper-colored individual, descendant of the aboriginals. Warrior be that, believe that, I be that. Why haters look inside them pitiful.
In this movie,
they all suffer from the Africa's our home
Nicolas Cage, which is not his name in the movie, he wrote a book in French because we live in multiple parallel universes and we're all connected to one source. The French kids, we all connected.
Or crossing Atlantic with 20
he wrote a book called I Am the Nightmare or something like that. And in the French translation, to me it looked like Jesus, like I, Jesus. And I'm going to show you after the video, you break down the words. It looked like I am Jesus.
The difference is Bernie doesn't know his history.
And then, man, this shit wild as a bitch, how chaotic and hidden in plain sight to be putting shit. Because if you watch the movie, you'll see, you notice.
And the basic difference in why we are treated as we are, one knows his history and one doesn't know his history. The American Negro doesn't know his history. The American so-called Negro is a soldier who doesn't know his history.
Watching the movie right now, and it's called Dream Scenario. It has Nicolas Cage in it. You know, because they got us in a cage. They done barred us and put us in the cage. To old St. Nicholas, you know. But anyway, this movie is interesting because it's about a man who is in everybody's dream when they fall asleep. Like the Nightmare on Elm Street man. And everybody is scared of them when they're woke. Walking around because they don't understand why he specifically is in their dream. Now we living in a backwards world. And we literally have been lied to, hooked and fished. You understand what I'm saying? With the Jesus. Anyway, and we don't understand that when we fall asleep, we're in another universe, which is parallel. When we wake up, we are living actually in a dream. Did you know that? Oh, now you do. But anyway, because like I said, we backwards. Like, you know, the tables been turned in the Bible and shit. They be flipping the stories and stuff, you know, because we living in, you know, anyway. Just watch the rest of my video. You'll understand what I'm talking about, hopefully. If you don't, you ain't got no roots, and that's okay. You ain't woke. Dream scenario, y'all. Look at this. Interesting. And detective, I gotta point out that dream, D-R-E-A, the first 4 letters, because they got us in the box, is tattooed on my arm right here. D-R-E-A-N-A, you know. N-A. You know, because they made us N-A. You understand what I'm saying? With the capital N, capital A, non-applicable and shit. But anyway, and then scenario, Rio, the last 3 of scenario, R-I-O, is car I drive. Since we car rolling and shit like that. Anyway, just pay attention because this all gonna make sense. And scene, because, you know, scenario. Well, anyway, you understand what I'm saying? Because this is my dream. I'm just saying. I had to turn my camera because I got to show you dream scenario, but I also want to show you what is down here, sleepers, because that's what the fuck they try to have us flash, because that's how I move fast as Flash now. Fat man, but you know the fat lady has sung, you know, but that's backwards. And then Eddie Murphy's Coming to America. Ha 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 ha, funny how far. They have these 4, because remember they got us in the box. 4 box, 4 squares. Sleepers, Flash, Fat Man, Coming to America all have a meaning to this dream scenario. But y'all be blessed, because I told y'all I know who the fuck I was. Go watch it on Tubi because it's free. It's me. You hear me? I know I ain't done with my puns because my spirit team just told me to say, You know, the fat man really is old Saint Nick, because, you know, they nickel and diamond us, you hear me? And you know, old Saint Nick rode on a deer. And you know, you flip deer, it's a reed. You know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's my family last name, gang gang, shout out. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Checkmate. To be exact, on my dad's family side, our last name is Reed and Green. You know, Christmas colors and everything. Told you I was canceling that shit, right? But that's besides the point I'm trying to make, because I told y'all they hooked us with the J, like fishes, you know, because the church said amen. And in that damn Bible that y'all, they shoved in our faces with all the spells, that Bible has locusts in it. And because Denton has a locust street that is literally the H, so parallel, connected to Elm Street. And what is down Locust Street, you know, is Discovery Park. You know, because Christopher Columbus came over and sailed the ocean blue, and then they discovered some shit, and then they founded it, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they excavated it because, you know, we had the first Federal Underground Center, and underground, we was runaway slaves and shit like that in the Underground Railroad. And you know what rail mean? Layer. You hear me? The underground layer. Because that's what the earth have, is layers. You hear me? But anyway, I just can't. I'm done. And in the first Federal Underground Center, it is off of Loop, because we live in a black loophole, 288. And I said, I'm washing my hands, because that's what Washington did since he was the first president. You know, and that's federal and everything. And Washington is just so happened to be the District of Columbia, which is, you take the alpha, because we have alpha order, right? DC, which DC also is Denton County. Denton County is huge as fuck. Also is Dallas County, you know, DC and everything like that. But, you know, these words are spells and everything. But y'all, you know, keep on DD, like double D and shit like that. But anyway, I just can't. And I see the bullshit, you hear me? Because we live in a sea level that we do not see. You hear me? And my spirit team ain't shit, because they want me to continue with the shit, because they giving us shit. You hear me? Because they got us into John. You hear me? Because that's shit, right? Anyway, DC is also like the DC Comics and stuff like that, since you wouldn't play games and stuff, you know, and create chaos and everything like that. But anyway, you know, because, again, we living off of one source. We're all connected to one source. And that's the master of the universe. And I'm out. Of higher education. Because that's what I got my master's in. You hear me? Because you pulling us and drawing us into the story. Because that's what you did, right? Since we came from who we came from. The universe. I mean, because space and opportunity and everything, you know. That's what you did, right? Since you discovered some shit, right? Mm-hmm. I told y'all I was on to y'all. Y'all done space barred us. You hear me? The great balls of fire, you hear me? Y'all know I be looking at words in all different ways. Like, I wrap it up, flip it, and rub it down. Oh no. Anyway, I live by a street called Industrial. And I looked at that word when I was leaving out to go get my little cigarette. And I noticed that it looked like trial at the end of Indust Trio. You hear me? So, you know, it's weird. So I just flipped the word. I said, Wrong way, buddy. So it kind of like had me thinking about that song Boots on the Ground, kicking up some dust. Because in dust they trial. So because I gotta look up what all these words mean, because I'm really like flabbergasted that this word, because I know words are spells and everything, and when I look at this word industrial, which you should see it on the screen too, at the end it says trial, y'all. Excuse me. I farted. Usually I'll be on the toilet when I discover shit like this, because I'm getting ready to shit on a motherfucking ass. You hear me? In a video yesterday I made, I said that they industrialize us by having us work in the mill as slaves. But then you look at the word trial, and I'm like, because you know, trial probably means multiple things, like a trial by jury or judge or executioner and shit, you know, having a trial basis, so you try it for a little bit. You hear me? You try it for a little bit. What the fuck is going on tonight? Right now I'm sitting out at this trophy house. You can't even see it. Can y'all see? This is the trophy house. And like I said, I be looking at shit backwards and stuff like that. And I flipped my kids' names today, and it said something to me. And I know what that means, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going with the flow of and everything. And you know, since y'all put a label on dyslexia, I know what that means. And so, and that's why I flip everything. That's why when I look at the D and the B and the P, I tell you to wrap it up, flip it, and rub it down. You know, that BBD song and shit like that. You know, because all this shit has a meaning to one goddamn source. Sorcerers and shit. But anyway, let me show y'all what this trial industry dust, because they kicking up some, I'm kicking up some dust, you hear me? Because I got my boots on the ground. Anyway, might I add meal, because you know you can flip that too to will, you know? I got willpower, you know? Or, you know, because it's the power of attorney too, you know? You hear what I just said, AT&T? You hear me, telephone? Anyway, you know, all this shit has a fucking meaning, because will, you know, power of attorney means, you know, law and everything, you know, and you flip law, it's wall or mall. Like, I can't, this shit wild in the bitch how they did us. And to be honest, the church wants you to have will, right? Will for Jesus Christ and all that, and strength and all that shit. I mean, this is crazy as hell. That these words and how they spelled them, because they literally are spells. Literally. Like, we've been hooked, Captain Hooked, you know? Like fishes, you know, the Jesus... The J and the Jesus is a hook, like a fish hook. And they hooked us, for real. Oh, shit, y'all, this is some bullshit. And because I know this system is so complex, you know, where I'm at, I just walked to the corner, and this is Locust and Mulberry, you know, if you understand the meaning of mole, you know, rare. I mean, this is a building called Brand Center. It's Stetter. Well, it look like street to me, but and then it's Carroll, which is Carroll, and this is an engineering, architects, and planners building. Now this sits on the Free Play is across the street, right here where that you see that planet and shit. You know, Captain Planet and shit. You know, the color of this building is the same color I got the fuck on right now. You know, let me show y'all. Not this area. Hold on. This part. Like, we literally are blended. You can't see it because my camera sucks. But anyway, so like I said earlier, I was on the corner of, on the other corner. So I'm walking back to where I came from, where Trophy House is, and it's across the street from Game Changers, because, you know, they didn't change the game, you know? And it's a bar, you know, bar, you bring out spirits and shit, you know? So I'm just gonna walk back. This right here is Wild Cactus. Wild Cactus, because I'm wild in the bitch. I don't want to get my car towed though, so give me a second. And then you get the big H with the, it's called Hannah's right here. And you know, Anna, Marjorie Anna is my last name, but I mean my last 3 letters of my name. But I don't have 2 N's in my name. Just to let you know that shit. You hear me? Anyway, I'm gonna say forks, corks, and olives. FOC. Get the fuck out of here. You hear me? You hear me? I'm stupid. Now I'm on the corner of Bell and Locust right here, and it's this place called Mallouf, Mallouf, over here. Now if you flip Mall, Mall, it's Wall, and that's the Grand Liquor, whatever. Just give you the back view. This is Eagle, my bad, Eagle and Locust, yeah. And you know, Locust, I mean, sorry, that's Elm. An eagle, you know, because the eagle, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's Mallouf, whatever. Y'all know it's hard to make these damn videos at nighttime, but anyway, I be forgetting where I'm at because there's so many damn streets I didn't named in this movie I'm making. So Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street, is the street that I was just on, and it dead ends to Eagle, and then it turns into Fort Worth, you know, Drive. You hear me? Because you know a lot of wars happen in Fort Worth and all that. And so anyway, this street right here, because I didn't turn on Y Johnson Mill, this is industrial. Y'all can't really see that because it's nighttime. And that's a street that, you know, caught my attention, and I was just flabbergasted that it had the last couple of letters were. And you should also know the meaning of worth, because that's what, you know. Ooh, my eyes look weird in this goddamn video. But anyway.